Well, what he meant is that he was out because he didn't feel like he was up to par or up to game or whatever. So it's like he didn't feel comfortable about his playing at this point in history. So that's telling the truth about something finally. Now this stuff about Donald Trump saying his mic don't work or didn't work, that's another thing. Was that true or false? You can't tell if you weren't there. But I say it like this, folks. If y'all like talking to people about their problems, I like talking about them too, if their problems are worth talking about. Like, hey man, how you doing today? You know that, and you say, oh, I'm fine, and all, that kind of thing. Yeah. But beyond that, I don't think so. I think it's kind of crazy the way some people act anymore about the future. I mean, we come into this world with an agenda, and we leave this world with an agenda, and we say we're going to live until God calls us home, and then when God calls us home, then we're going to go and do what we're supposed to do in heaven, if we make it that far. But the point is, I don't get it. I mean, some people, it makes no sense. I mean, you say to yourselves, you know what you want to do with your life, but did it ever occur to you that there are no such a thing as, people, I don't know, maybe they did. Maybe there was folks saying today, I want to be a killer. I mean, I don't know. But if that is true, there is such people, then I don't know what to say anymore. Maybe I got this all wrong the way it looks to me. But you never know. I mean, okay, here's one. Eagle freed from car grill in Hurricane Matthew aftermath. A bald eagle flew in front of a vehicle, lodged itself in the grill of the vehicle October the 8th, Clay County, Florida. The bird is alive and was turned over to the B.E.A.K.S. Wildlife Sanctuary, Clay County Sheriff. Green Cove Springs, Florida. A bald eagle that somehow managed to get wedged in the front grille of a Florida car was freed unharmed after a passing motorist noticed the bird just after Hurricane Matthew roared past the area. The Clay County Sheriff's Office said a resident of the Fleming Island area south of Jacksonville noticed the bird peering out of a passing car Saturday in the storm's aftermath. The resident urged the motorist to pull over. The sheriff's department said rescue personnel and deputies were able to work the bird free. It was taken to a wildlife sanctuary in Jacksonville, but authorities say the eagle appeared to be unharmed. Photos posted of the eagle on the sheriff's official Facebook page shows it standing on 2 feet in a cage. So basically, what that means, that basically what we're saying is, after this here storm went through, there was a car that goes by, and this car accidentally gets an eagle lodged into the grill. They somehow get the car stopped because a resident of the area that the car passed through stopped the car, and I guess they must have said, "Hey, you got an eagle in your grill." So the authorities get the eagle out unharmed and take it to a sanctuary. Now, the sheriff's department that was involved in the situation, that sheriff has a picture of the bird unharmed on its website. So that's about like me one day, me and my mom, when I still lived with her, which was back when I was younger, way younger. She still has the same truck she had back then. And one day, it was a red F-150. And you know how those things are, that the grill cover is part of the hood itself. It comes up. Well, anyway, the story goes, one day we had to look under the hood for some reason. And I seen there where the that front grate thing would be on the front, where it's inside there, you know, with the motor, I guess you call it, the radiator or grill or whatever, had a bat on it, a real bat, a flying type bat. And I thought to myself, how did it get there? Well, there's stories of people out there taking off in their vehicle, not thinking nothing about it, and they killed some kittens and cats in the engine because they drove off not realizing it. There's a lot of things that go on like that that scare you. Truthfully, it scares you. I mean, you don't know what to say anymore because you're not sure. And I tell you, folks, you know, we have to pay more attention to our vehicles, because if we get something in that vehicle that can mess it up, it'll really be a damage. And I don't do this talk like this to scare you people. I do this talk because you never know what's going to happen. And then plus, we've got the ones where these people are driving off. And I heard of I think it was Germany or Switzerland one, a truck driver was going down the road, and he was driving a tractor trailer. And when he got pulled over because he had run over a smart car, and he didn't know it. He thought it was just a bump he hit, and he had a smart car attached to his vehicle because he was dragging it. And not only was it okay, well, I don't know if the car was okay, but another driver of the car was okay. And you think, how do you have a smart car attached to your big rig and you don't know it until you got it pulled over for it? What? That's kind of crazy, wouldn't you say? But you don't never know what in the world to think. But that's how life is anymore. I mean, we live in a world nowadays where you can't say nothing. Or if you do say something, here's one. Why did no one tell drivers with no tickets in 3 years about this new rule? Atlanta, Georgia resident students or studies indicate that drivers are paying too much for car insurance. Are you aware that you could receive a large discount just for not having a ticket or an accident in the past 3 years? In addition, if you are currently insured and live in a qualified zip code, you may get an extremely high discount. For a long time, there was no easy way to compare quotes from all of these huge car insurance companies. You had to check one site, just jump to another, and enter all your information all over again. Drivers were stuck doing all the work to save money. Now, all that has changed thanks to PROVIDE savings. The information you need to save can be found in one place, just like Experian or Orbitz saves you money on travel and flights. PROVIDE savings saves you money on car insurance. What exactly do you need to do? Here is one easy rule to follow. You have to compare quotes. Don't even consider buying car insurance without doing that first. After all, the results we come across, we just couldn't believe how many drivers have been overpaying, and with free service like PROVIDE savings, comparing quotes today so that you aren't accidentally costing yourself money in a breeze. Agents have AGENTS have access to quotes and discounts that are hard to find, but the process of finding agents can be a hassle. This system makes it difficult to determine if you are getting a fair price. Fortunately, a lot of smart drivers out there figured out just how to cut down their insurance bill by using free internet tools to get honest and fair quotes. It's really no wonder that with so many drivers saving money, services like these are gaining momentum. PROVIDE savings is an effective source that tries to give customers the lowest rates with tools you can trust. Just imagine what you could do with the money you save. Follow these steps to save money with PROVIDE savings. Simply check your zip code below. After you enter your zip code and some driving information, you can view all your discounted quotes from top-rated car insurance companies. It's that quick and easy to put money back into your pocket. People, now do we believe this or not? I mean, it sounds to me like it's one of those deals where they try to advertise a company that can give you quotes on insurance on your car. Every time you turn around and you see where people are, you see on the internet these websites that say, okay, we're about this or we're about that, you start wondering, is this really for real, or is this actually something that, they made it up to get the company that they're trying to advertise noticed? It makes you wonder, because you're like, well, I don't know. Is it for real or not? You don't know. But I tell you something, folks. With all this stuff going on in this world, I seen a video one time where it was about Conan O'Brien had went to Korea on a tour to basically meet his Korean fans and sign autographs and have conversations and whatever he does over there in Korea. So, while being over there, he makes friends with an octopus who's a teeny little thing, one of them miniature octopuses. Done already named it. And he gets all the way to the airport. They won't let him take it with him. He ends up having to leave it behind at the aquarium at the airport. But in the aquarium, the octopus is not roaming free. It's also in a box in the aquarium. And they make out like the octopus can talk, and it's trying to get back to Conan O'Brien in the United States. And I'll kind of find out the whole time they're trying to boost tourism in Korea with using this story about the octopus. I said, all that just to get across the point you're trying to boost tourism in Korea. What in the world are we coming to when we go through lengthy stories and you're thinking, oh yeah, this is good, this is going to be something great, and you find out later on, oh, it's an advertisement for a company. They could have just told you that and you would have saved yourself some time and heartache and troubles. You wouldn't have had to worry about it, but no. They don't do that. They're more like, you didn't do something right, so you're in trouble. Well, yeah, of course. Of course a bunch of people did something they weren't supposed to do, or they did something they are supposed to do, and they got in trouble for it or didn't. I mean, yeah, I understand all that, but it says here about the disaster in Florida. Florida counts hit by Matthew lean Republican. Florida Democrats have sued to force Governor Rick Scott to extend the state's Tuesday voter registration deadline in light of Hurricane Matthew. But among the HURDLES the suit may face is that most of the area in the Sunshine States that were affected by the storm lean Republican. In an action filed Sunday night in federal court, lawyers for the Florida Democratic Party challenged Scott's refusal to extend the Tuesday deadline to accommodate Florida's Floridians displaced by Matthews. Scott, a Republican, said Thursday, the people have had plenty of time to register. Noting that Scott urges around 1.5 million people to evacuate. The lawsuit accuses the governor of forcing voters to choose between their safety and the safety of their families on one hand and their fundamental right to vote on the other hand. Scott's failure to extend the deadline, the lawsuit claims, violates the Constitution's Equal Protection Clause and the Voting Rights Act ban on racial discrimination in voting. The suit was filed by Mark Elias, who also is the Hillary Clinton campaign's top lawyer. Scott, a staunch supporter of Donald Trump, has not yet reported to the suit. During the final weeks of registration in 2012, 24,656 new Democrats registered compared to 10,322 Republicans, according to data from the voter file firm Target Smart, analyzed by NBC News. President Obama won the state by just under 75,000 votes, with Florida mostly escaping the worst of the storm. It's not clear what impact has on voter registration. Groups in the Miami area were back registering voters as early as